It is so important to me to ensure that this show only promotes positivity and love. Take this episode and use it to encourage yourself to listen to that inner voice, your intuition. Remember, intuition, by definition, is a thought before your brain overcomplicates things. It's literally our roadmap to happiness and success. All we have to do is learn to follow it. Together, we can reach our full potential and redefine life on our terms. Here's another show that's going to help you get even closer. Welcome to Inspired by Jimmy L. I am brave, I am proof, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Cameron Dube. I met Cameron almost 2 years ago now. And oh my gosh, this man has evolved. He is now part of an awesome pop rock band called the Couchsurfers. He is a co-founder of his very own marketing company. Really quickly, for a quick question, message him on Instagram at Camron123. That's Instagram at CAMORON123. Okay, so I could not be more proud of Cameron and his self-awareness. One thing that I love that he revealed during this interview, and early on actually, is that after creating a very, and I do mean very, successful, motivating, and inspiring, entrepreneur-driven Facebook group, he realized that he was just simply not ready for it. His words, not mine. Sometimes growing means standing still to determine the next right move for you. For those of you that don't know, I brought on a spiritual mentor about a year ago for me now. And he introduced me to meditation. Now, before you get started, I am not suggesting that meditation is for everyone. Trust me, I know that it's not. But I must say that since starting it, I'm able to quiet the noise around me so that I can fully hear myself. It gave me time to focus on me, to determine what I needed, to clarify my goals. See, I was that person that you could always call on, always depend on. I was that friend that no matter what, I typically had bigger dreams, which came with bigger problems. But I always had time to help you solve yours. And I never shared my own. Because truthfully, they would most likely frighten you. Growing and standing still, meditation, helped save my life. I am now able to refill my own cup and serve those that need my help. I love the fact that Cameron is doing the exact same. Listen as he inspires you to be a better you and encourages you to follow your own passion and still serve the world. Whew. Oh my gosh. By all means, enjoy this inspiring interview. And if you haven't noticed, there's a wonderful song that's playing in the background, and it's called Mango Juice. And it's actually by the Couchsurfers. And it is honestly, it's one of my favorite songs by them. Like, it really is, all jokes aside. But you can catch all of their videos on YouTube. I definitely highly suggest it. And you can even catch their music live, like right now on Spotify or wherever you are downloading your music. Make sure you touch bases with him. I promise you won't be disappointed. Message him, and I mean that honestly. He's very open. Message Cameron on Instagram right now at CAMORON123 and get your questions in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
I
Jimmy's
know,
podcast.
I know. Like that's the first time that I've heard that one actually push the button. Alrighty, everybody. You are listening to another wonderful episode of Inspired by Jimmy L. I am, of course, your host, Jimmy Ward Mize. And today's guest is none other than Cameron. Is it Dupre?
Dube in French.
Dubé, excuse
Yeah.
moi, excuse moi. I like that. Well, I wanted to do a follow up with Cameron. You guys have actually seen me repost a few things in the past from Cameron and Implicit. He's one of the co-founders of Implicit and the Facebook group. So I just wanted to get a quick follow up with him and what the hell he's got going on. And I'm pretty sure we're going to touch on Couch Surfers and my favorite song, by the way. But one of my favorite song. We'll talk about my favorite song of the Couch Surfers. But anyway, so Cameron, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting. I love your energy. It's so magnetic. So yeah, to follow up, I mean, you knew me around Implicit times because we were networking as much as possible with people who are inspiring on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, Implicit has slowed down. And I've started a social media marketing agency because where I'm at right now, like I don't feel as though I'm in a place to teach. I'm more in a place to help those get their message out there. And so with my recent company, Cato Studios, that is the company that I'm working on to actually help others spread their message. Because I know I'll get to it eventually. I'm not even 20. So like I'll get to
wow.
You know? So I'll get to the point where all right, now I'm ready to tell my story and get that out there. And I mean, I'm still working on music as well. And just
well, hold on. We would not start off like this. Hold on, Cameron.
Oh, geez.
You just said, 4 different professions in the last 30 seconds.
I'm all over the place.
I need you to... Oh, my gosh. Okay, so let's go back 1 second. First off, what's the name of the new marketing company? What is it called?
It's called Cato Studios.
Cato Studios. We'll definitely get there in a second. I want to know more. But Implicit, like, why did it slow down? I mean, you guys built that Facebook group like that. People were engaged, and you guys even more. Like, it was empowering.
I think it was amazing because we provided a space for people to like get that message, like constantly be surrounded by that rather than their own news feed or whatever. Which was nice. It was really nice. But
what's the name of the dog? What's his name?
That's my cat.
Your cat. Oh, it looked like a dog from here.
No, it's a cat. His name's Prince. But yeah, the reason Implicit slowed down is honestly I wasn't ready for that. And I wasn't in the right place for it. I think I was 18 at the time, 17, 18.
Okay.
Like, I was young. And even though I'm like only a year older, that makes a big difference when you're under 20. 1 year is a long time for us.
It does.
So I wasn't ready at the time, so I took a break and I slowed down a little bit and I started working on myself. I had, these crazy realizations I'm sure you've had in your life, and many people that we know have had those crazy realizations where you're not the same and you've gained an amount of emotional intelligence to the point where you finally have control over things. And now that I'm at that place where I control my life and I control how I feel, I'm on offense now. Like I'm ready to attack. I'm ready to like play with life. And so like that's where I'm at right now. And that's why I've started a social media marketing agency, because it is a way for me to provide value in a really honestly engaging and fun way. Like I love doing what I do. And it is a door opener for what I want to do in the future. Like with this company, Cato, like I'd love to go into music and a bunch of other things later on down the road. But right now, small scale, grabbing clients and helping them with their social media marketing to help grow their businesses. And that helps me. And it also just helps so I don't have to work a job and I could just focus time on this sort of thing. And no, right now,
that's always a benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is my job, right? And so I have my own time to work on music and other things that I'd like as well. And that's where I'm at. Like, but if I was to, I don't know, what I really wanted to talk about was being extremely comfortable with yourself. That's like sort of what I wanted to talk about on this show, coming onto your show here. Because I'm not sure what the normal subject matter is. I have tuned in just a little bit every now and then. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, because all around me I see people who are totally out of control because they subconsciously, without whether they know it or not, give that control to everybody else. And it's honestly the one thing that has gotten me to this point where I am ready to work and I'm ready to, you know, attack and try hard and like get to those goals that I want. I'm ready to just put all my energy towards this because my energy is not anywhere else. A lot of people, they put their energy on somebody else and they let them dictate everything in the sense of like, oh, if you were to do this, that upsets me. Like, I am very, very glad to say that for once in my life, I'm at a point where if somebody does something, I don't care what they do. Like, it does not.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
It does not affect me. So, as an example, as a vegan, right? For a while, I'm living in a meat-eating world. I don't belong here. You know what I mean? But now I'm at a point where it doesn't bother me. It's not like I was born into this meat-eating world. It's not my fault. You know what I mean? So what am I to do? It's just the world I'm in. I can obviously provide value and spread messages and help any way I can. But to be attached to that is setting yourself up for failure. So recently, like this year has been the best year of my life because I've been having breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. And it all boils down to attachment and control. What's
causing those breakthroughs? Like, are you doing something different that is promoting those breakthroughs? Because if they were not there before, something has had to change.
The lack of distraction. Okay. So when most people are faced with a problem in life, they don't face it. They distract themselves, or they try and seek an avenue to like direct that energy rather than holding on to it and facing it. This year, I have done a lot of sitting with my pain, sitting with my loneliness or anxiety or stress or overwhelm, sitting with those feelings that we all get, rather than watching 3 seasons of Lost on Netflix or going to the bar or buying a pack of cigarettes or eating junk food. I have been facing my stuff. And the moment I've done that, it's honestly, it's the hardest thing anybody could ever do. That's why nobody does it, because it's difficult. Because it's like there's a price you have to pay for feeling the way I feel now. I went through hell and back this year, but it's been the best year of my life. I've gone through like the most despair, but because of that, for some reason, I understand finally something clicks that to let go, to give up, to like stop trying to make the outside world act the way you want it to. Just be you, and it will make waves. It'll change things. But it's not about changing things. It's about just being the example you wish to see, you know? And I know I'm being very vague. It's really hard. I'm not a motivational speaker here. I'm just trying.
I was going to pressure you and ask for some more examples there, but the more you began to get vague, quote unquote, your words, but I do understand where you're coming from. Like, all seriously, I completely understand that, and I respect that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's you growing, and it's what we do. And like, there's no particular age that can be put on that. I mean, it's just, it's what we do. We have to grow. We have to learn. And to kind of answer your question from earlier, or a semi-question, like, that's really what Inspired by Jimmy L is all about. It's giving people the confidence and giving people the confidence to just be who they naturally are. And what I like to do is just simply bring on people from different backgrounds that are kind of making life like their own and redefining it on their own terms. And so to have you on to kind of even see you going into multiple directions initially, to now starting to figure out what exactly it is that you're wanting to do and where your passions are, or how you're able to just be you and whatever that entails. Like, that is what I love. Like, I freaking love that, because you're not letting anything or anyone stop you, you know? Like, you're not. And I totally can respect that. I do want to know more about the Couch Surfers. Like I remember you and Brennan, which is your brother. Is it Brennan or Bren?
It's Brennan. Or you can call him Bren. He calls himself Bren now.
And I was like, Brennan came out of my mouth because I was like, I felt like it was his name. But I was like, I feel like I've seen Bren everywhere. So I was like, let me just correct this just in case. But you guys are practicing music, or have been practicing music for a while, right?
Yeah. We've been playing music since like I was 10 and he was 15, 14, right? So
Yeah.
we have a lot of background there. I think what you said was perfect. Like the fact that I was all over the place before and I'm just starting to direct that energy and focus more clearly now.
Yeah.
The one thing I could give to people, if they're at a place where like they don't know exactly if what they're doing is right or whatever, or even if you think you know what you're doing, that's okay. Just triple down on what you're doing now. Like don't half-ass. That's the one thing I've done. Like in the band that me and my brother started when we were kids, we did not half-ass it. We were all in. We were like doing everything we could to make it successful. Then the band broke up, whatever. I started a YouTube channel. I did everything I could to make it successful. Stop doing YouTube, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as I was there giving my all in whatever, you start to learn like right away, okay, yeah, this isn't right, moving on. And I have zero regrets. Like I have no reason to say, oh man, all that time was wasted, because I built willpower. I built work ethic. And I created. Like there's still 4 records that me and my brother made that are still on the internet, still ready to be listened to by someone eventually, you know? So it's never a waste. So whatever you're doing, if you think it's right, chances are it isn't, but keep doing it. Because, honestly, because you have to, I honestly think like you have to go through different things to know if this thing is the one, you know? And every now and then there are seasons too. Like right now I'm working on a record for my band, but I'm not necessarily going to be working on music all year. Sometimes I just can't write. I'm not in the right headspace, which is why I'm starting the company, so that this company can just be my job. Regardless, I'm going to have clients every month. So that doesn't take as much creative energy out of me. It's more or less graphic design, video production, and marketing and stuff.
Well, let me ask you this then. So finding your way and through all of the different avenues or entrepreneurship type businesses that you've been doing or been a part of, is there one core thing that stayed consistent? Is there one thing that you're able to pull out of every last one of those things to say, hey, yeah, this is the connection?
I would say 2 things. Helping people that care. So in the company, I'm helping people that care. Right? They
in
care
the marketing company.
They're so passionate about their business. They want to get their message out there, and I'm helping them. And I like that they're in it, man. I like that they're the type that just wants to go kill it. And that's the kind of people I want to work with. That I like. The other thing is an entertainer. I've just been entertaining, whether that be through comedy on YouTube, filmmaking, music, anything. I just really enjoy creating something that somebody can sit down and consume, and it makes them feel better. It could make them think outside the box. It could make, little things like that. So yeah, I've always just been an entertainer. And when it comes to the company, I just really enjoy connecting with people who are on, I guess, my level or on my spectrum, because like I'm at a side of, like, if there's a day where I don't get anything done, like I'm going to re-say that I can't remember a day where I didn't get anything done. I cannot. Like there hasn't been a day where I haven't gotten shit done. I just do things. I just make things happen, because you have one life to live. I have this vehicle. I look at myself in the mirror and I see a dude who will only be alive once. This is a car that only lives once. Are you going to drive to McDonald's or are you going to drive to that place you want to be at or something like that, So every day, I'm not going to waste a day, because there's 2 options. You're either going closer to what you want or further away. There's no in between. You can't stay in between. Life is movement. So either today I'm going to get closer to that, or today I'm going to get further than that.
I got you.
So every day some say I'm a little high strung. Some say I'm a little crazy.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but
I love it, dude. I love it. I just had a meeting this morning and that went really, really well. And I hopefully have like 2 more today. Just, I love doing, and I think it's just because I really, really want it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they say, oh yeah, I love that. But until you, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like I'd rather die than live a life where I'm not going towards that. Like it's a
But
waste.
what is that? Because that was going to be my next question for
Yeah,
you. So
yeah.
what is the end goal? What is that for you?
Well, the reason I say that is because for everybody's different. For me personally, it's just about creation, financial freedom, being able to share with the people I love, and also universal impact on the planet alone. Like just trying to like help people and entertain people and yeah, financially support my parents because they're still working jobs that they don't like. Things like that. Like that's what that is for me. That's just like the freedom of being able to do whatever that being able, because when you sit there and you see suffering and you're like, man, I wish I could help, but I can't. That's an upsetting feeling,
Yeah.
So when I see suffering, I want to be able to say, man, I got the money. Here you go. Right. Something like that. And so that's what that is for me. For some people, it's I want to travel. I want to see this world for what it is. For others, it's like I want to be a rock star. I don't know. But yeah, that's what it is for me, honestly. And so I want it so badly to the point where, like when I went vegan, it was just a very quick thing. I was told in Think and Grow Rich, they said, ill health will never bring you success. So if being vegan makes you a little bit healthier, think of two separate things. I've been vegan for 3 years. So imagine where I would be if I wasn't vegan for 3 years. I would have gotten sick so much more because my immune system just can't handle that food. I would have had way less energy. You know what I mean? So like I'm comparing these two realities, one where I ended up going vegan and one where I didn't. And the one where I didn't doesn't really look pretty. So bam, change that. Another thing, I was judgmental of people, and it said,
really?
A long time ago. Yeah, of course. Aren't we all when we're stupid teenagers? But
okay.
yeah, exactly. So in the book, it said, I will eliminate jealousy, envy, cynicism, and I will develop love for all humanity because negative energy towards anybody will never bring me success. I did everything I could, even being a nice dude, because I knew it would help me get closer to that thing that we all want, but I, for some reason, wanted it really badly, and I still do. I'm upset that I have to sleep. I'm upset that I have to pee. Like, I just want to spend all my time here. I want to just,
Speaking of that, I have got to ask you this. You've got to update me on it. When we initially talked, your sleeping pattern or schedule was completely abnormal for most people. Is it still the same today?
Today I woke up at 8 a.m. That's not too bad. But Monday to Friday, I usually wake up 6 a.m.
Then you were doing was it power naps?
I was
doing
a weird thing where I would sleep 3 hours a night.
Yes.
And then I would take little naps, which is crazy effective. My only thing is it has to be very structured. And I don't like structure. I'm a crazy dude, man. I like surprise. I like weird things. That's why I like meetings, because it's a meeting isn't a thing that happens every day. So that's unique and new for me. I also like that I got a laptop so I can work wherever I am. So yeah, it depends on who you are. For some people, they like structure. I don't like structure. I think structure is important at the base of everything, but my favorite place is the woods because there is no structure ever. Yeah. When do you ever see the same corner?
I was going to say, or symmetry, it's not there. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's definitely calming and relaxing.
It is. It's lovely, and it's actually proven to slow down anxiety and stress and depression and all these things. Just visit the woods if you feel upset. Go into nature.
I like that, actually. You having a problem at home? Just visit the woods. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Oh, wait, I'm going to have to put that on Instagram today.
Quote me on that one.
I will. I promise you I will. I'm going to do it. You think I'm joking, but I'm going to totally do it.
No, I love it. That's great.
I'm totally going to do it.
So, yeah, another thing I do want to mention is because I'm talking about that thing that people chase after, but you have to enjoy the process. Because, I'm not playing the game for the outcome. I'm playing the game for the game. You don't play a video game because you like seeing the end credits. Oh yeah, you won. Good for you. You like playing the game because you like playing the game. It's a fun game. Yeah, it's not about it's the equivalent of like playing a song only to hear the last note. Like you want to hear the process, you want to hear the whole thing. And some of the best songs are the ones that build up for 3 minutes, and then there's an amazing part that like is the best part of the song, but it's made the best part because there was that build up. So if you are chasing after something like, oh, I want to do this by this time and I'm pressuring myself to do this, what are you doing in the meantime? Are you enjoying that? Like, I love waking up at 6 a.m. I sometimes can't sleep because it's like, I'm so pumped. There's just too many opportunities. And so, you know, I enjoy that process. I'm not slaving away here.
So let me ask you this then. So what advice would you give someone that needs to quiet the noise around them so that they can be more present and enjoy that moment?
Quiet the noise around them. See, that's interesting too, because recently I've been living my life so simply. Like usually I'm one to overthink, and I'm one to, just think a lot. I'm stuck in my head, oddly enough. But something shifted where I'm so in the moment, and whatever I'm doing, I'm fully present. I'm just there. And I don't know whether or not that's getting fed up. Like, I'll tell you a story. I was in a really dark place. This was probably like a month and a half ago, maybe maybe a while ago, like 2.5 months maybe. And I was in a significantly dark place where I felt like misunderstood by the world, totally different, as many people do. This feeling of loneliness and anxiety, and like feeling like nobody understands you and you'll never be able to feel understood on that level. And I had regrets, stupid regrets, but they were there, and it just bugged me. Like, why was I regretting these things? Why is this weighing down on my soul? And so I went to the beach, and I do this crazy thing where every time I go to the beach with my friends, where there's like a lake 30 minutes away from us, every time we go there, I will swim out an unhealthy amount for like a good 25 minutes. I'd just be constantly swimming out until the shore is like really far. Like I'm a couple miles out there or something almost. And this time in particular, I was so fed up, like actually fed up. I don't use anger ever. Like I'm never angry. But at this point I was pissed off and I was just yelling at the top of my lungs, and I was speaking to what you can call God or whatever. To me, it's just that thing that has always been there my entire life. I was speaking to that, and I was just like, sort of like, I wasn't yelling at it. I was yelling about everything, about how fed up I am and what I'm going to do to stop feeling this way. And then at the end of everything, I then asked for guidance, because at the end of the day, like, we're incandescently small compared to the rest of the universe, but we're also the biggest thing in the universe. There's that paradox where if you just ask for help, you become like, so it's hard to explain. When you ask for help, something comes over you, something guides you, something bigger than anything else. And then when you just decide that you're going to do whatever you can to take control of a situation and like take control of how you feel, you also get an amount of personal power. And so like that moment right there, dude, I swam for my life. I was about to die. Like the undertow was intense. I was super far out. And then when I realized I was like in trouble, I was like, holy shit, this is my time. Okay. So I just started swimming really quickly, and it took me probably 30 minutes to get back to shore. And I sat down on the beach, out of breath, in tears, just thinking, like, wow, everything is so gorgeous. Just looking at the sun, like looking at the clouds and and it was raining too. It was intense. Looking at everything and just being extremely grateful to be alive, because I just almost died. And it's hard to explain. These moments are the moments that like, it brought me to where I am right now, where there's nothing in here that cares like anymore. There used to be like, oh, I regret this, and I care about what this person thinks of me, and I need to make things right with this person. And now I just am so focused in, and nothing bothers me anymore. And when I see something bother someone, I understand that feeling of like, I'm alone and this sucks and I'm feeling it, and I know there's something to be done, but I still feel it and it's real and I'm living here and it's not fun right now. I get that. But I think, like I said to you earlier, there's a price you have to pay, and it's facing it. Actually facing it. Like, I went through a couple months of just ups and downs, of constant like battles with this stuff. And then that final battle, it felt like war. That final battle was the most painful thing I've ever been through. But coming out of it, I won. Like, I won. And that is definitely the price that a lot of people are not willing to pay.
It's painful, and then at the end of the day, it's a battle that you have to go through alone.
Oh, it's absolute hell.
Oh yes, and it's scary.
Yeah,
scary.
And it's weird how like I am an optimist. I really am.
Me too.
Yeah, I know you are. You're like the happiest dude I know. But like at the same time, we have to acknowledge both sides. It's the way this world is. Like, as an example, the old saying, like, you wouldn't have happiness if there wasn't upset, if you wouldn't have, all these things.
Up without down, left without right.
Yeah, exactly. And you will not have control over your life until you've lost control. So give in to that.
Surrender. You've got to surrender. You've got to. So, which was not one of my initial questions, but I'm going to ask you. So, is there a particular ritual or some type of meditation or yoga or prayer even that you partake in on a daily basis?
I definitely do this morning ritual. You want me to explain it real quick? It's pretty simple. And I suggest anybody who's listening or watching to like listen over this a couple times and write it down, because it's a pretty simple morning ritual, and I'll explain it real quick. So Tony Robbins is the one who came up with this, and I wrote it down. So I'm about to spit out some of his truth. Okay. So basically, it's a 10-minute ritual. For 1 minute, you breathe really quickly, like not hyperventilate, like don't pass out, but you want to take deep breaths really quickly, very powerfully. Some people do this thing with their arms where they're like stretching it out fully as they take their breaths. Some people will walk as they take their breaths or jog or whatever. I have stairs in my house, so I like running up the stairs and stuff. But yeah, you just move your body and you breathe instantly, because it's unbelievable what a difference that makes in the morning. I'm sure you understand the power of affecting your consciousness in the morning, and it just changes the way you see the world and how your day goes. It just does. So you breathe for a minute. Second, I have it written down over here. The second step is focus on 3 things for 3 minutes. So 1 minute on one thing, 1 minute on another, and 1 minute on another of what you're grateful for. So I'd say, I'm so grateful to be young and healthy. This is lovely. Like, I have all the energy in the world, and every day is a new opportunity to go chase things because of the amount of energy I get every morning after sleep. Number 2, whatever else. And you just pick 3 things, and you don't just think about it, you feel it. Like, you need to feel it. And what I added that Tony Robbins didn't add is contrast. So for the next step, you think about what your life would be if you had 15 kids to take care of, or you were old and fat, or you were or you didn't have legs, or you were deaf, or you were blind. Just think about what life would be like if you had these so-called disadvantages, and be grateful for what you have. And like, that contrast helps. Like, actually make, like, I don't know what I'd be if I didn't have the music gear, the laptop, like the headphones, the camera gear, the just sheer focus I have. Like, I'm just grateful for all of that. And when it comes to contrast, I definitely think about like what it would be like if I had a learning disability or something like that, which it doesn't mean it's impossible for people.
Right. But
it just means like, it definitely means that there is more effort to be put in. And some people like the effort. Some people like that challenge. But like, that's what I mean. Just think of contrast. Gary Vee, as an example, thinks about his entire family dying.
Yeah.
And that makes him happy. So what I do
is so weird, but yeah.
It's weird, but instantly you're lifted up and you're like, yes, I still have time. You ever have those dreams where the world's ending and then you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I am alive. Like I'm touching real
Honestly, as optimistic as I am, I don't think I've actually had a dream in probably 2 or 3 years.
Wow. I can get into dreams. I can get into dreams in a second. But okay, but yeah, the contrast is huge. Imagine like the craziest roller coaster ride ever. By the time you get off, you kiss the floor. You're so glad to be on Earth. So it's little things like that. And the next one is blessings. So send love to everybody you know. Like send it out. Give them guidance, because that will help. Like people think, oh, it's nothing. They don't even know it and it doesn't affect anything. But really, like send your energy toward because it will come back to you, but it's not about that. Like I just thought about like this morning, everybody, my friends and family, like send them love. I hope you're doing okay. And if there's anything I could do, like you might not feel this subconsciously, but let me know. I'm there. So, and I got a message this morning from a friend. Like, exactly. And then the last one is 3 to thrive. And that basically means you pick 3 things that you're going to do today, or 3 areas you're going to delve into, which for me, it's Kato Studios, the Couch Surfers, and myself. So I work on the company, which I have until 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, I'm working on the Couch Surfers. And then this morning I worked on myself. And tonight I have a night ritual that I'm also going to work on myself. But honestly, like that helps. It's a daily thing that gets you on track. But when it comes to like what I said at like that story at the beach, like do it. Get rid of your phone, go somewhere remote, and figure your shit out. Face it.
Yeah.
And talk out loud. Be ridiculous. Be like weird, you know? And if people pass by, they might be scared. Who cares? But
you have to have the confidence to be within yourself to be able to do that. Like you have to.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this could be like a 2.5 month thing. But imagine this: would you rather be comfortably distracted for 50 years, or hell on earth for 2 months? Like, face your stuff, because the moment you do that, you'll be at a point where it's like, okay, things will come my way, dude. Like I'm gonna get depressed again. I haven't since, but it'll probably happen. But will it last nearly as long? No. It'll be like clouds in the sky. So yeah, like that, I guess that's probably my best advice in that sense.
I like that. It's something that I actually do myself. I do actually practice that myself. Well, something similar. But it's along the lines of what Hal Elrod teaches, which is, again, very, very similar to that. So I can relate to that. And it has definitely changed my life. It has drastically changed my life. You mentioned the Couch Surfers, of course. My favorite song is like totally. You think I'm joking? I think I sent you a message when I was singing it. Did I send that
Mango Juice, right?
Mango Juice.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my, like I swear to you, like it's on my YouTube channel. So I'm at work and like I have my earphones in or something.
Oh,
but I
Jimmy,
just love it.
By the way, if you ever want to use that song in a video, go for it. That could be your theme song. That's Jimmy.
Hey, I would love it.
Actually, I would love that. If I'm tuning into your thing, I want to do Mango Juice at the beginning.
You know what? I do an intro now before all of my podcasts. So I will like a special intro. So I got you. I'm going to do something special on this one. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to do something. And I'll include Mango Juice. Like that's
amazing.
Like it's going to be so. I'm not going to sing it, mind you.
But yeah.
I won't do that. But it's going to be awesome.
The Surfers are working on more music.
Okay.
And I guess for those who are listening, if you just look up the Couch Surfers on Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube or wherever, we're there. And we just released a new song. I'm sure you did hear it. And we got another music video coming out Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm nonstop. I work like 12 hours a day.
I am not judging. I definitely want to, we're going to wrap up in just a little bit. I got 2 more questions that I want to ask. But before we get to the very last question, so about the marketing company. So I kind of understand why you started it. And I kind of understand what's keeping you motivated to keep it going. So what has been your biggest challenge thus far that you've had to kind of overcome or deal with it?
I would say just like trying to appeal to people, because like, here's the thing. as a small social media marketing company, big companies will not like consider us, you know what I mean? Because we're still small as a business. And the thing is like our client list needs to be people who have money, obviously.
Absolutely.
Like I remember speaking to you and like you don't necessarily have the budget right now. And
Correct.
so I think that's probably like the biggest issue is talking to people and knowing that you can help them and they know you can help them, but there's no budget involved, unfortunately. And I mean, the biggest thing is like for you as an example, find a way to monetize and then start marketing, because once you have a way to monetize and you market on that, you're making money instantly. Like you're not losing money. If anything, mad profits will come your way. And that's why, like, as an example, I just spoke with Cheem and he's got 2 books out and he's coming out with another book. So there's a lot to work with there. Like he's marketing for a reason. He has things to sell. And it's not about like always selling whatever, but what are his books about? They're about like changing your life. They're life transforming books. So if you sell those kind of books, like not only are you affecting lives, you're getting more money so that you can then spread your message in different ways. And yeah, so that's probably the biggest challenge is people who don't have the budget for it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the only thing besides that, like waking up and getting this stuff done, building websites and getting clients and going to meetings and figuring all these things out. It's a lot of fun. Like, you know,
so what's been your, I guess, proudest moment
of the company so far?
Of the marketing company, yeah, since you started it. What's been your proudest moment?
Literally this morning, had a really good meeting and I booked the first client. So.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's pretty cool.
So exciting. It's so exciting. And even then, like, I'll be able to use that client as an example in other meetings or audits or whatever. So that's exciting. I have a meeting Friday as well. Yeah, so that's probably my proudest moment.
That is so exciting.
In all honesty, like I had a full-time job interview a couple weeks ago, and I went in for the interview because, like, obviously people need to live. So
absolutely, yeah.
I went into this job interview, and I spoke with this guy, and obviously he's a well-meaning dude. I understand the whole job interview process, but I just thought about like not on an arrogant I'm better than you scale, but like how valuable of a human being I am. And this guy doesn't even know the beginning of it. He doesn't even know the beginning of it. And at that point I'm like, okay. It almost pissed me off. I was like, I have so much more to give. And I'm treated.
So what did you do? So
this is what I did.
Okay.
I did the interview. I left. I got an email that said, hey, you got the job. And I said, hey, no thanks.
Okay.
And I paid rent. I paid rent till October. So I have until October to make money. Every single day, all the time is going towards that. Why? Because never do I want to show up to another job interview ever again. It's so pointless. Gotcha. I'm such a valuable human being. The only difference is there are valuable human beings who don't do anything. I'm working my ass off. If I can't make money until October, then that literally just means I've been sitting on my ass. Like that's what that means. There's no way by working this hard, I will not make enough money to live by October.
Let me actually, this is a personal selfish question. And I really wanted to ask another question first, but I'm gonna go ahead with this one. How do you distinguish that working hard and knowing that you have a greater purpose, knowing how valuable you are? How can you distinguish from working hard and surrendering to what is to come?
So, you mean like law of attraction or like opportunities and stuff like that?
For me, law of attraction is starting to be overrated because most people don't necessarily understand it. So I typically won't use that, but yes, along that lines, because in my personal opinion, there definitely does come a time you can work hard as you want to work. There does still come a time where you have to surrender to whatever the will is.
Yes.
So I'm like, how do you distinguish between the two?
Well, the worst thing I think is like saying this is how it's going to happen. Like that you can't really, life is crazy. Like, and not even that, technology is crazy. In 10 years, who knows what'll be.
Where we're going to be.
Exactly. It's
Oh my
exciting.
gosh.
It's
Yes.
exciting. It's scary, kind of.
It's scary as hell.
But yeah, no, but that's what I mean. You can't really determine, yeah, this is going to happen at this time, and like that's when it's going to happen. But here's the problem. What you're saying is, it's sorry, my phone.
You're good.
Oh, it's Twitter. Okay. Anyways, what you're saying is, there's a different like I can work really, really hard, which is good. Or there's also the idea of just surrendering and like getting those opportunities and taking them when you have them. Thing is most people are thinking about an outcome. I love what I do. Like this is my fun time. Like building this business is going to be the most fulfilling thing ever. Like part of me really wants money to help the world and to like and wants influence so I can like spread good vibes and like share my message with the world and stuff like that. But like, this is like the journey. And I love that. It's not about the outcome. And I'm so happy to say that, Jimmy, because for a long time I was on about the outcome. I was only about the outcome. I was like, okay, I'll do whatever it takes to get there. But like, I'm not going to enjoy myself on the way there. But man, do I ever just enjoy building a website. Like, obviously, it's hard to explain. It doesn't feel like work. It doesn't.
No, you are explaining it perfectly. Like, I like that. I got it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I am, because that's literally how I feel. And it's really hard to get people to feel that, because I've been hearing about this my entire life, but I've never experienced it until now. Like, forget about the outcome. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter. Because it's like somebody described it like this. Imagine life was like going to the movies, watching 2 seconds, and then going back to work.
Yeah.
And then coming back to the movies next week, watching another 2 seconds. Best 2 seconds ever, but you go back to work after. That's what we're chasing. We're chasing these small, cheap thrills. And this like idea of your dream life, like my life is hell until I get there, is BS. Like, what a waste of life. It's not about the outcome. It's about like now. Like, how do you feel now? What are you doing now? Like, here's the thing. Find that thing where it doesn't feel like work. Because right now, like today, I built a website. I made a business card. And I had a meeting. And then here I am in another, interview or whatever. None of that felt like work because I enjoy it. Like, it's actually a lot of fun. Like, I couldn't sleep. I was excited to get up and get started on this stuff. And I'm going to keep going until 5 o'clock. And then I'm working on band stuff. So like, find that thing that doesn't feel like work. And remember what I said earlier, like, you might think this is what you want, probably isn't, but keep going. Like, be all in to whatever you want, because like eventually it'll boil down. It's like a funnel, you have to funnel things in, and then one thing will come out, and that one thing is your passion. That is like the thing that you're going to build that will open doors for you later on down the road,
Cameron, this is freaking awesome. When I say this is probably one of my favorite interviews already, like, I'm just going to tell you that hands down. I know we're wrapping up. I do want to ask you one last question. And before we get into that, how can people get a hold of you if they want to at least definitely know more about the marketing company, but even if they just wanted to get some advice from you?
Yeah, so we actually offer free consultations at the marketing company. So if you email avo@catostudios.com.
I need you to spell all of that.
Yes, it's Avo, which is AVO, at Cato Studios. So it's Avocado Studios. Like, that's what.
Gotcha!
Yeah, so Avo, avo@catostudios.com, and just let us know your social links, and if you're interested, and we'll do like we'll take a look at your stuff, and we'll let you know what you can improve on and what we might be able to do for you, and we'll figure something out like that. And if you just want to get a hold of me personally, my Instagram is cammoron123. So CAMORON123. It's my name, Cameron, but with an O instead of an E. Because when I was in second grade, they called me a moron. So CamMoron123. That's my Instagram. And on Facebook, you can just look me up, Cameron Dube, as well. But yeah, that's how you can get a hold of me. As well as my band, if you want to listen to the music. It's called the Couch Surfers. And again, I mean, like, I'd love to be on the show any other time. Like, it's not doesn't need to be a one-time thing, we can talk anytime, really.
Absolutely, of course. One last question, and I'm going to let you go. I know you're busy. I know that it's different for every last person, but I definitely want to know your take on it and how it looks for you. So, how does success and happiness look for you? Like, how does it look for Cameron? What does it feel like for Cameron?
This is what success is, and I actually stand by this. Success is having a goal, and it excites you and gives you energy, and you're moving towards it each day. That's success. So right now, I'm as successful as can be, and I'm sure you are too, because you have something that excites you and fulfills you, and you're moving towards it each day. So there's no dull day. You're getting closer and closer. It's fun. And that's success. A lot of people think success is like, I'm not where I want to be right now. Tomorrow I won't be either. But eventually something will happen and I'll be successful. That's, I could die next week. At least I'm gonna die successful. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I mean, that's success for me. And obviously there are variables. There's my family life. There's a love life. But right now this is my life, and things will come together and things will balance itself out. Like, I'm a big advocate now for like letting go and sort of not focusing on the details all the time. We overthink things. Like, life isn't that complicated. I'm sitting in a chair talking to somebody over the internet. I don't need to think about what I'm going to eat today.
In another country. Are you still in Canada? Hello? Did it just freeze?
Sorry, one sec.
Yeah. I was like, it just
happened on my speaker here. Okay.
At least they waited to the end.
Okay. Yeah, at least they waited till the end. That works. My friend literally connected his Bluetooth speaker from across the house, and all I hear is Jim like from upstairs, like,
hey, that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Wow.
Well, man, hey, Cameron, I definitely appreciate this conversation. Freaking awesome. Awesome.
No, I appreciate the conversation too. Like, if you know anything about me, I talk too much. And so when anytime like somebody wants to listen, it's a fun feeling. It's nice to be listened. Nobody.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to respond to that one, Cameron. At all. I don't know what
I'm just being honest, really. Like, my ego loves it. Like, that's just.
Oh my God. I will not be stroking your ego. Inspired by Jimmy L does not do that.
No, that's not why I'm here, obviously.
No.
But here's the thing, like, if it makes you feel good, are you just gonna sit there and ignore it? Like, you know what I mean? The ego is a tool. It is, like, as with everything else. Like, no ego means you're not a human being. So, yeah.
I agree with you. Because there's a time and place for it.
There's a
definitely a time and place for it. You can use it to your advantage.
Absolutely.
All right, Cameron, that is a wrap. Enjoy the rest of your day, at least up until 5 o'clock, and then enjoy it even more.
Oh, yeah.
And again, thank you so much. I'm almost certain we'll be in touch again.
Absolutely.
And I'm definitely wishing you the best on everything.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good day as well, and I'm excited to see what people think of this episode.
Oh, me too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure to be moving.
Awesome.
Sure it will be. All right, Cameron. Enjoy your day, man.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, my goodness. I hope you took notes with me on that one, because that was some serious knowledge. If you have not already, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to our channel on iTunes or your favorite podcasting source. Also, visit us on Facebook, Instagram, or you can even catch the live conversations right there on YouTube. See you again soon. Until next time, let's make positivity even louder.